So today I'm going to be talking about how the African lion is a living thing. So the African lion, or the Panthera leo. So first I'm going to be talking about the characteristics of living things, or the COLT. So what makes something living? COLT stands for characteristics of living things, and all living organisms are categorized in the 8 categories. So firstly, we have cells. All living things are made of cells. Cells are the functional unit of all living things and are the basic unit of structure and function. So it's pretty simple. Lions are made out of eukaryotic cells, and that makes up one of their characteristics to prove they're living. So we can already assume that lions have cells. So second, we have energy and materials. So all living things use energy and need materials to survive. Metabolism is the chemical reactions in the body's cells that change food into energy. So lions obtain energy from eating other organisms. So they prey on a variety of animals, from rodents and baboons to buffaloes and hippopotamuses. They usually hunt medium-sized animals, such as wildebeest, zebras, and antelopes. So lions either hunt alone or in prides. In a collaborative hunt, the lioness initiates the kill. Lions stalk after their prey, and when they're close enough, they attempt a short charge on their prey, so they get them by surprise. They then kill the victim by breaking its neck or suffocating it by clamping their jaws around its throat. So a very effective way of killing the animal. And adult female lions need to eat about 11 pounds of meat each day, while adult males eat 16 pounds or more every day. Third, we have homeostasis. So homeostasis is a process where living things use to actively maintain a stable environment necessary for survival. The body is 70% water and it needs a constant pH. Human body. So African lions do indeed live in Africa, from the Sahara's southern fringe to northern South Africa. They live in a variety of habitats, but they prefer grassland, savanna, dense scrubs, and open woodlands. So a lion's body temperature ranges from 100.5 to 100.2 degrees Fahrenheit, which is 38.05 or 39.16 degrees centigrade. And lions need oxygen to survive. So they get their oxygen through their nose and mouth. And as this happens, the thorax expands, increasing the volume of oxygen in their lungs. So they actually get more space to get the oxygen in their lungs as they breathe in. And when they breathe out, or when they exhale, the thorax relaxes and decreases the lung capacity to what it was before you breathe in. Then we have the response to stimuli. So stimuli is something that triggers your senses, and responding to something is triggering your senses. So lions respond to every stimuli differently. For example, temperature. When it gets too hot, a lion will shed, sweat, and pant in order to cool itself down. If it wants to warm up, it will shiver in order to build up body heat. Another example can be, if a lion feels threatened, it will growl, roar, and prepare to pounce. So it's responding to the stimuli of maybe another animal attacking it, and its response is to growl, roar, and prepare to pounce. So then we have reproduction. So all living things need to reproduce. There are 2 types of reproduction: sexual reproduction, which involves a male and a female, and asexual reproduction, one parent only. So lions reproduce sexually. When lions reproduce, males in the pride simply copulate with any females in heat. Males often guard their mating partners until their estrous cycle is finished and fight with other males that try to approach her. However, unguarded, females often mate with other males while they are in heat. So males can also sense females in heat by smelling their urine. So it's a very effective way. And a female can give birth to up to 4 cubs at one time. So growth and development. All living things grow and develop. They gain more cells. There is single-celled, which means you grow in size; multicellular, which means you grow in size in mostly cells; development, which means change in shape or function; and growth, which is change in size. The lion's gestation period is 110 days. They live for an average of 8 to 15 years in the wild. Cubs stay with their mothers for about 2 years, at which stage they're old enough to join the pride on hunting excursions. So lionesses are able to give birth to cubs all year round, usually from the age of 3 to 4 years old. DNA or genetic code. All living things have DNA, and the form of DNA is deoxyribonucleic acid. So DNA is a chemical name for the molecule that carries genetic instructions in all living things. DNA is also a recipe for proteins. So African lions' DNA are said to be heterozygous, and heterozygous means possessing two different forms of a particular gene, one inherited from each parent, which shows that the lions are sexually, the lions reproduce sexually. And over here you have a DNA strand with adenine, thymine, cytosine, and guanine, and phosphate backbone. And then finally we have evolution. All living things evolve. They make different proteins, they change shape, the changing characteristics of a species over several generations, and that relies on the process of natural selection. And natural selection means the fittest survive in whatever environment they're in. So lions and all members of the cat family are believed to be descended from a common ancestor called a Proailurus lemonensis. So the Proailurus lemonensis is the first cat, a cat-like creature that stalked the earth 25 million years ago. Now, for my scientist who I had to research on, one of the world's most famous lion researchers is Dr. Craig Packer. So Craig Packer was born in Texas and received his undergraduate degree from Stanford University in 1972. While still at Stanford, Packer went to Tanzania to study baboons with Jane Goodall at the Gom Stream Research Center. In 1978, he headed the Serengeti and Ngorongoro Lion Project, and over the next 35 years, he was sparred with angry trophy hunters, took on corrupt politicians, endured death threats, and even survived a home invasion. His reflex, as he admitted, was to confront danger and go right at it. In 2014, his boldness led the Tanzanian authorities to bar him from returning to the country ever again. And his book, Lions in the Balance, Man-Eaters, Manes, and Men with Guns, recount these events, mixing spy novel intrigue with details of his scientific research. So a fun and informative book. So these are my works cited. Thank you.